Welcome, Eagle fans, to the OCS Football Week 6 Coaches Show and Senior Spotlight. I'm Daniel Kirkendall. I'm here with head football coach Stephen Fitzhugh, and we're coming off a win against the Rayville Hornets on Friday night at a home game. We won 51-6, Coach. Before we get into this game, though, I do want to thank our sponsor, McDonald's, on Highway 165 in North Monroe. Coach, good win against the Rayville Hornets. Moved to 2-0 in district, 5-0 in the season. Get to the halfway point of the season, and I guess you're where you want to be as far as your record goes.
Yeah, I mean, 5-0 is win every game. That's the point of going out every Friday night is, to come out on top with a victory, and we've been blessed to do that for 5 weeks, and continue to see guys make strides, especially our offensive line. I mean, those guys, Micah Mosier being the senior up there and leading our junior group of guys, and a couple of sophomores in there as well. Hunter Canal and Tate Kitchens, Hudson Weems are the juniors, and then Adler Edwards and John Grady Gomnitz as the sophomores. I mean, that was the point where we said we need guys coming into the season. That's where we got to grow up. And so as we sit here and look at the midpoint, I think those guys especially continue to grow up and get better week after week. The commitment that they've shown through the spring, summer, even this season, they come in, they lift weights early in the morning at 6:30 so that they can watch film before we go out to practice. And so those guys have really committed themselves, knowing that they were the big question mark coming in. But just like this week at practice, they're getting better and better and working together as a unit and understanding things. And so, as far as going to evaluation where we are midpoint, again, blessed to be 5-0, and the question marks, those guys, they're proving that they can get it done.
Well, that's a huge deal if you get your offensive line kind of sorted out. I know you're going to be dealing with bumps and bruises all year, and you've done a good job. Your team's done a good job with that at this point. But against the Hornets the other night, the 51-6 win, the score is lopsided. But when you look at the stats, I mean, the stats are honestly lopsided too. Our defense only allowed 121 total yards to this Rayville offense. On the offensive side, we had 368 total yards, so 3 times the amount of yards that the Hornets had. So offense, defense, I thought, played a solid game. Special teams, though, I thought was the big difference maker in this game against the Hornets. Our average starting field position was at midfield. The Hornets were their own 17-yard line. That makes a huge difference in a game like that.
It definitely does. I mean, we start the game off with a big kickoff return that takes it to their side of the field. Turpin had a good punt return one time that took it to their side of the field. And then, as you mentioned, defense, holding them in check after Gavin puts it into the end zone and they start at the 20. Defense, holds them in check and they're punting. And again, so we were able to start on their side of the field most of the night and win that field position battle's huge.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game about the, there's a couple spots, matchups that I thought, favored us, and one of those was our special teams. I mean, the Hornets just had a hard time with their special teams getting their punts off, so that just led to the field position, and we responded pretty well. I think the week before, I think you do a sticker system, and you had 8 out of 10 stickers the week before. So I'd be surprised if you got 8 stickers again this week. Probably not quite as many, but it was still a good game. It just wasn't.
They did well, and again, as you mentioned, special teams. I mean, Landon Waller blocked 2 punts, his 3rd one of the season, and anytime blocked punts are one of the biggest turning points in any game. You look at the stats and. Teams that block a punt, they usually going to win 90% of those games, and so again, we scored on a couple of those. He blocked one that was returned for a touchdown, blocked another that we got good position on, but on another punting situation that they were punting, mishandled snap, and that's when Brock Abels was able to score off of that one. So yeah, special teams are huge.
Yeah, especially if you, I think we lost the turnover battle 2-1. Is that right?
Yes, that's
so
correct.
when you can do those types of things in special teams, that helps make up for the ground lost in turning the ball over. You mentioned your offensive line: Adler Edwards, Hudson Weems, Tate Kitchen, John Grady Gomnitz, and Micah Mosier. Well, Micah Mosier, then John Grady up front. Tate Kitchen's in the center. Hunter Canal did not play the other night, but those are 6 guys. That's your offensive line. I saw Hunter Canal. He doesn't have his boot on, so maybe he'll play this week, maybe not. I don't know.
Will. He's practiced this week. He's good to go.
Well, that'll be good. But they had a phenomenal performance. Especially, you mentioned you kind of called on them, wanted your offensive line to grow up and see where they are. Well, the other night was a little bit different approach from our offense. I mean, we ran the stew out of the ball the other night and really tasked our offensive line with pushing that defense back so that we can create those holes.
Yeah, and Turner probably hadn't had a game yet where he's had 10 carries, and so carried it 25 times the other night. And yes, offensive line got a lot more work in, and seeing some guys that. Rayville has some athletic linebackers that made plays, and defensive front. So again, our offensive line communicated well because they showed us a lot of different fronts, and our line did a good job picking things up.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a coming out party for Jude Turner. I have 26 carries, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns, along with 2 catches for 20 yards. So 28 total touches, over 200 yards. That's more than half of your offense. And so it was really a bell cow type of performance for Jude. And I think most people thought that Jude's capable of this, and this is something he can do every game. So it was really good to see the other night, and that offensive line clearing the way for him. So we look forward to watching Jude run the ball. He's really fun to watch.
We knew that coming into this year that he's going to be that guy. And again, these first several games that we played, situations was not needed for him to carry it a whole bunch. And again, even carrying it less than 10 times, in some of these games, he's had over 100 yards. And so, but he does. He runs strong, hard-nosed runner, and has a bruiser mentality that. He's tough to bring down.
Yeah, just when you think he's about to run you over, though, he'll hit a step and run right around you and leave you in the dust. So fun to watch him. All right, Coach, I do want to ask this because we're 5-0 in the season, 2-0 in district. All right, week 1 and 2 we were number 3 in the LSWA. Weeks 3 and 4 we were number 2 in the poll, and this past week we moved up to number 1. What do you do with that type of information? It's a writer's poll. It's not based on anything other than opinion. Is that something that you use with your guys, or you just hey?
I didn't even know it. It's nothing that it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's nice to have that respect as a program from the media. That is a great compliment, and we are grateful for that. But I didn't even know. No, we don't advertise it and talk about, we're number 1 or this or that, because we're just trying to get better today. I mean, that is outside perspective, and again, we appreciate that respect. But there's things that we've got to do to get better. We still are missing tackles, assignments, offensively and defensively. There are plenty of things that correct, and so it's a process of just doing things right on a daily basis. And what other people think, whether we were number 1 or where we were number 21, just like last year going into the playoffs, with being a low seed, those things don't matter. We can only control what we are capable of controlling, and that's doing things right each day. And so, as far as what we do with that, nothing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, and I know a lot of people do look at it, and you're exactly right. You're halfway through the season. You still got 5 games to go, but most importantly, you got a game this Thursday. We're going to travel over to Delhi to play Delhi Charter, try to move 6-0. And those are the things that do matter, because I know you've been getting prepared for that. And we're going to talk about that game here in just a minute. But before we do, Coach, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go check out our senior spotlight this week. And after we get done talking to our QB1, number 19, Luke Vidrine, we'll come back and we'll talk about the upcoming game against the Delhi Charter Gators. Stay tuned.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Welcome back, Eagle fans. I'm here with our quarterback, number 19, Luke Vidrine, for our senior spotlight this week. And want to talk about football a little bit. Want to talk about you and what you have going on, because, you know, I just want to tell you, I love doing what I do. I love broadcasting these games. Love watching you guys play football. And one of the blessings that I've had in doing that is watching the quarterbacks that have come through here. And I've probably watched you play more games than any other quarterback. I think I did a little math, and you could tell me, I'm sure you know, but 33 starts, is that right? Is that what you got? About right? About right. Yeah, I'm sure you know exactly how many it is. So you have 33 starts, okay? And I bring that up because the first question I want to ask you is kind of football related, but your sophomore year, we go 11-2, okay? Make it to the state championship, lose to Southern Lab in the state championship, but in the semifinals. I'm sorry, in the semifinals. You're right. Yes, in the semifinals. Oh man, that was a tough game to watch, and I know it was tough for you guys too. But probably the most difficult thing was you suffered a major injury at the end of that game. However, sophomore year, junior year, and 5 games into your senior year, you haven't missed a single start. So overcoming, working through that injury, will you talk about, I want to hear what you have to say about that, just dealing with the injury, recovering, and trying to get back in shape.
So with the injury, it's a bad foot injury. It's probably the equivalent of like a ACL tear or something. So I had surgery on it, and then I had rehab for about all summer. Like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to play in the next season, but I'm thankful that God allowed me to just get back out on the field with my teammates, because football is like my favorite thing I can do, and I just really enjoy being out on the field with all my friends and teammates. So I'm just glad I got back on the field, and it's like my foot's brand new now. Like, I don't really notice it anymore, and I'm just blessed that that's the result I got.
Absolutely, and I know it was difficult because you just said you love football, and I know you love football, and I think anybody who watches you play knows that you love to play the game. You love to compete. I mean, you're even at like middle school games just up here watching football, because football's here at school. And so, you know, I do want to give kudos to you for recovery. I talked to your mom and your dad, about the difficulty that comes along with that. But again, I just think it's really cool that you have not missed a single start. So 11-2 your first year, 13-2 as a junior year, lost in the Dome the second year to Vermilion Catholic, a close game. So what's it like for you? A little bit different. You grew up around the football program here. I mean, ball boy, watching practice. Your dad's the offensive coordinator. Your granddad's been every type of coach here. I don't even know what his title is. He's just kind of an honorary coach of
wherever
something.
He's needed.
Yeah, wherever he's needed. Special teams, all that stuff. So what's that been like to be with your family as you go through your high school football career?
It's really special. Like, ever since I was probably in elementary, I dreamed about wearing a gold helmet and getting to play in the Dome. And it's just something you always look forward to, because you always look up to the gold helmets and all those guys. Because my dad being a coach, I was always around the football players, and I just thought it was really cool how they treated me just really good. And I try to treat younger kids good too, because I know that they look up to me like I looked up to those older guys.
They definitely do. I know my two boys are two of those kids that look up to you and your teammates. And not only are you going to be a 3-year starter, full-time starter, but you've also played with some really good players that we've had come through. I mean, Patrick Turpin caught his 20th career touchdown last week, which puts him in the top 10 for all-time receiving touchdowns. You had Tate Hamby as a receiver for a couple years, probably one of the most dynamic and explosive players that we've ever had. It's all over the record books. And so, what's it like playing with the skill guys that you've had the opportunity to play with? Jude Turner ran for 180 yards last night. I mean, you've got weapons all around you. What's that like?
I've just always been blessed with great teammates that, like, I can just trust them. Like, if I throw the ball up like last week, like, they're just gonna come down with it. Like, I can just trust those guys to make a play when we need a play, and I trust Jude Turner when we're not throwing it as good, that he's gonna pick us up and run for 180 yards, like you said, and that's how Zach White was. Like, I've always had good receivers and good running backs. So
yeah, it's just a nice blessing. And the offensive line, though, it kind of turns over every year, so you have to kind of adjust that. But you've had Micah Mosier there the whole time, so you and him kind of working together and getting your skill position players, your blockers, everything set up. It's made for hey, you're 29-4 as a starter, so that's pretty impressive. And I know you got several more games that you still want to win, and I want to talk about that because for almost every major quarterback statistical category, you're in the top 5 all time at Ouachita Christian. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's not really your goal. So I don't think it's your goal. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, what would your goal be? What's your goal this year as a quarterback, as a leader, as a player?
Well, first and foremost, my goal is always to give Jesus all the glory, but at OCS we always have one goal, and that's winning a state championship. And every year we never feel like we're out of it. Like, every year we feel like we have a chance of winning a state championship. And what it's going to take to get that goal is just getting 1% better every day and just encouraging each other and building each other up and picking each other up when we're down.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think y'all do a great job of that. I like the maturity that I've seen from you guys this year, because you're not putting that goal in front of everything else. You are operating, like you said, on a daily basis. So you show up, you play Rayville, you do what you're supposed to do against Rayville, then you start preparing for Delhi. You're not going into a Rayville game or a Delhi game thinking about in 3 months, when you're 2.5 months, when you have a chance to play for a state championship. So that shows a lot of maturity. You're 346 for 547 passing, 62%. The percentage is second all time. First is somebody who didn't even play quarterback. So, and your efficiency is phenomenal. I mentioned this season it was 276 before Rayville. It's probably still somewhere close to that. But for your career, it's almost at 200. Your passing efficiency, and just a phenomenal thing. So as a starter, we lost in the semifinals.
Then the Dome.
Then we lost in the Dome, so the natural progression is to go ahead, hey, let's get the win this year.
Let's do it.
Yeah, hey, and I know that's y'all's goal, and I think we're poised to do that. What's your up to this point? Last question, and then I'll let you get back to class, because I know you want to get back to class. Memories, high school football, high school sports, that's part of it. You take the memories with you. So, from in your career, talk about one or some of the most memorable moments of your high school football career.
One of them that just sticks out is me throwing the 98-yard touchdown pass to Jet Hudnall after our dads did it.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then I think one of my favorite wins was against Ascension Catholic last year in the semifinals, because
that was a dogfight.
Mm-hmm. And we were behind, I think, maybe 10 points going into the second half. And we just kept grinding it out, and we just came out with the win. After last year, the year before that, losing the semifinals, it was just really special to finally make it to the Dome.
Yeah, but those are both great moments. We've got several of them. You've had some big wins in your career, and hopefully, we're 5-0 right now. Got Delhi Charter on Thursday, and hopefully move to 6-0 and just keep the momentum going. But I do want to say it is an honor, and will be an honor to watch you out there playing ball with your teammates. Wish you guys all the best. I know the fans look forward to to watching you out there. And hey, man, let's go win a state championship this
Yes,
year.
sir. Let's do it.
Luke, I want to thank you for being here. I'll let you go back to class
Thank
here
you.
in just a minute so you don't miss anything important. I want to thank all you guys for watching, and that's it for our Week 6 Coaches Show and Senior Spotlight. Well, before we leave, though, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the Delhi Charter Gators. So if you want to know what to expect, stay tuned.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Well, welcome back, Eagle fans. We're here for the final portion of our OCS Football Weekly Coaches Show in Week 6 as we will travel to Delhi to take on the Delhi Charter Gators. Right now, Coach, the Gators sit at 1-4, 0-2 on the season. Their one win came against the Delhi Bears in Week 2. Their 4 losses are Cedar Creek in Week 1, Jonesboro Hodge in Week 3, Faraday in Week 4, and they lost to Oak Grove in Week 5. So we look at their schedule up to this point. Of course, they beat Delhi. We've seen Delhi. But the other 2 teams, Cedar Creek and Jonesboro Hodge, are much improved over last year. And then, of course, some really good teams in Faraday and Oak Grove. So this Gator team that comes in should be a pretty tested bunch.
Well, they've battled with some teams out there. I know right now that they're struggling with a lot of injuries. That at that 1A and 2A level, with when you get some players injured that are two-way starters, well, instead of it being 4 players out, it's 8 players out, and if they're a two-way starter. And so I know that they've battled some injuries, trying to keep the consistency week in, week out that they've done. They started this season offensively running spread offense, but because of injuries and things, they've had to move to an I formation, pound it these last couple of weeks. And so but they're a group of kids that they've got good size up on their offense, defensive line, guys that have played and have some experience. And so, we've got to come out, we've got to execute again all 3 phases of the game, and us get better this week in each of those phases.
Well, last year they came here and we won the game 54-14, but if you go back and watch that game through the first half, I mean, I think it was 14-0 with 4 minutes to go or something like that in the second quarter. I mean, it was
we scored on our first possession last year, I think.
We did.
But they took the ball and they went on an 18-play drive that we didn't touch the ball again, I don't think, till almost the second quarter. And so, and that's the kind of style of offense that they've gone back to this year, is running an I veer option offense to try to, have those long series and control the clock.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about last year's game. They kind of ran the split veer and a lot of kind of wedge plays, just trying to get a couple yards up the middle. And as long as they stayed ahead of schedule, they were fine. But when they got behind the sticks, that's when things got bad. So towards the end of the second half, they threw an interception, huge interception, and we were able to kind of pull away going into halftime. But same coaches last year, Storm Ridgeway. It's his second year for the Gators. Kind of a cool name for a coach, Storm Ridgeway. But that's what I was going to ask. They milked the clock. They took forever. I think we had that one possession in the first quarter, and then only one possession until there were like 4 minutes. Until there were like 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. But we were able to get those points. Can we expect the same thing from this Gators team this year?
I mean, yes, that's their style of offense. That's what they're wanting to do is keep the ball in their hands and control the clock. And so yes, same style philosophy going into this game. And so it's going to be important for our defense to play assignment football and get them off of the field to give our offense the ball.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that offense as long as you can stay within striking distance. And last year when they got down 3 scores, that's when they started trying to throw the ball, and it really got out of hand. So we'll travel over there on Thursday. It's a Thursday night game. Coach, what does that change for your schedule during the week when you have that one less day?
I tell you, I love Thursday games. Just the fact it gets here one day early, it makes the week go by a lot quicker. that you don't have to wait as long. I mean, game day's a fun day, and so as far as how we adjust our schedules, we just stayed a little bit later this week on Monday. Our typical routine is on Mondays. It's a lot of individual drills and then film, and then Tuesday's our long practice day of individual and team, and Wednesday typically is our all-team day. But so the way we adjust is we just bump everything up a day, and so Monday this week was that Tuesday practice style, and then we stayed a lot longer and watched film. I mean, we were, instead of getting out 5:45, we're probably here till 6:30, at least on Monday. So anyway, you just accelerate everything up a day and bump it up. And so, and then today, being Wednesday, day before the game, this will be our walkthrough day. Also, we're excited today to have our guest from GB Cooley come out, and we'll put on that football day, something that we enjoy doing each year and have built some great relationships with those guys through the years.
Yep, and y'all will post some pictures so people can go on there on social media and see those things. I think it's a wonderful thing that y'all are doing, and I know that you have been around long enough to where you know how to handle a little different schedule, with a shortened week. But Coach, that's really all I have for this week. Look forward to the game on Thursday. I know I just heard the bell ring, so I think we've got some responsibilities as teachers to take care of. But I do want to thank you for your time. Also want to thank McDonald's on Highway 165 in North Monroe for welcoming us, for supporting us. Also look forward to how things are going to shake out in the second half of the season. Things really start falling into place right here. The power ratings come into play. Your district matchups, start shaking out on who's a contender for district. And so we'll start seeing all that. Look forward to the rest of the season, Coach. I want to thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to thank all you guys for tuning in Thursday night in Delhi at Delhi Charter as we travel to take on the Gators. Hopefully move to 6-0 and 3-0 in District 2A. Hope you all can make it. Go Eagles.